Despite the fact that LEGO has been producing dinosaurs since the late 1990s, there's still only a very limited variety when you look at the grand scheme of things, especially since most of their choices end up being a T-Rex. Steven Spielberg Movie Maker set, why not put a T-Rex in it? Dinosaur Island, here's a baby T-Rex. LEGO Dino Attack, throw in 2 mutant Tyrannosaurs. What about the new power function system? Well, let's debut it in a T-Rex. LEGO Dino in 2012, 2 more Tyrannosaurs. LEGO Spider-Man, yep, throw a T-Rex in. LEGO Dreams, well, how about a robot T-Rex? The list just goes on and on and on. So I thought that today we could take a look at some of the biggest missed opportunities when it comes to LEGO dinosaurs. From the Distortus Rex to the Parasaurolophus, these are the most important dinosaurs that LEGO never made. Let's begin with a dinosaur that I'm annoyed has never come to fruition in LEGO form, the Mutadon. The Mutadon is a fictional character invented for Jurassic World Rebirth and was one of the primary antagonists featured in the movie. In fact, I'd argue that it was seen the most out of any other dinosaur. I found the movie itself to be very disappointing, probably the worst in the franchise in my opinion, but that's a different story. Though despite it being so prominent, there are barely any Mutadon toys whatsoever, and I have a little theory as to the reason for this. I think that at some point during production they must have changed the Velociraptors into Mutadons, and the evidence for this? While there is significantly more marketing material surrounding the raptors, they have their own designs and promotional images, there's toys, and they even appear in 2 LEGO sets. In the actual movie, they are only present in the background for maybe 30 seconds, but one of the LEGO sets they're included in is the Tyrannosaurus tracking mission, which also features a build for a gas station. The raptors aren't in that scene in the movie, but you know what dinosaur is? Yep, the Mutadon. So I get the feeling that this is not a mistake on LEGO's behalf, or any other toy company for that matter, but instead a last minute change for whatever reason. Which is totally fine, except I would have rathered a new LEGO dinosaur instead of a worse version of an already existing one, but if it really was a last minute decision, I imagine there's not much they could do about it. So instead, we're just left with the brand new worst raptor piece. There is of course a small possibility there will be a second Jurassic World Rebirth wave that could contain this dino in it, but I wouldn't exactly bet money on it. But now let's take a look at a classic dinosaur that LEGO has neglected to make thus far, the Parasaurolophus, who is of course a famous dinosaur in its own right, but it also appears in some capacity in every single Jurassic movie. Of course we've not gotten sets of every Jurassic movie, but I feel that they could have slipped it into one of the 30th anniversary sets from 2023. I'm still holding out hope that we will one day see LEGO sets for the Lost World Jurassic Park, the only movie we have never explicitly had a set based upon. Maybe 2027 will be the year though, because that will be the movie's 30th anniversary. And I think that a set with a Parasaurolophus alongside a motorbike and the modified dino capturing Jeep would be awesome. A set of the mobile lab would also be incredible and would give us an excuse to get the brand new baby T-Rex piece as well as potentially a Stegosaurus recolor. But back to the Parasaurolophus, there was actually one in LEGO Dinosaurs released 25 years ago, but as one of the alternate builds in the T-Rex set. Like many other dino species, you could also play as the creature in LEGO Jurassic World, the video game. And LEGO also teased us with a modern looking design in the Visitor Center set from 2023 on a sticker. So again, I'm holding out hope for the debut of this guy in 2027. Another dino featured in an old Jurassic movie that we have yet to get in LEGO is the Ceratosaurus. Unlike the Parasaurolophus, which had a large amount of appearances, the Ceratosaurus, as far as I know, only appears in Jurassic Park 3, and it's in like one scene. Apparently it's also in Camp Cretaceous and Chaos Theory, which might not sound relevant, but keep that in mind for later. So allegedly in the original script for Jurassic Park 3, this was supposed to be a Carnotaurus before it was replaced, just like the Mutadons I guess. We did end up getting a LEGO Carnotaurus in 2018 and then a recolor in 2021, and I think they could totally just use the Carnotaurus body recolored in dark red, which is surprisingly enough a colour that we don't get on LEGO dinosaurs very often. Just introduce a new head mould and we're good to go. Just like the Parasaurolophus, I think our first appearance of this could be in anniversary sets to celebrate Jurassic Park 3 turning 30, which would be in 2031, and I think next to the Lost World Jurassic Park 3 is the most deserving of new LEGO sets. It's currently been 24 years since the original LEGO Studio sets, and we missed out on so much. Do a set of the plane crash, the aviary, the water fight scene at the end with the boat. Knowing LEGO, it would have only 800 pieces and cost $170 all in the name of the Spinosaurus. I'm being a little exaggeratory here, but I actually think that would make for a fantastic playset. And now that we actually have a mould for the Spino, all it takes is a few recolors and we're good. Maybe even throw it in the plane crash set alongside the T-Rex, although we all know LEGO likes to keep dinos exclusive to one set only. I'd also definitely love a new mould for the Jurassic Park 3 versions of the raptors with the funky hair that they have going on, but if LEGO does the same thing they did last wave, then they would only be the stiff, lifeless versions and not the large articulated raptor moulds we got between 2012 and 2023. Back to the original dino in this section though, it might actually be kind of difficult to incorporate into a JP3 set, since it was only in one scene. But remember when I said before that the Ceratosaurus was also in Camp Cretaceous and Chaos Theory? Well, LEGO's been making sets based upon Camp Cretaceous since 2021, which gave us some very interesting recolors like the Stygimoloch, Carnotaurus and Baryonyx, and then there were the LEGO Chaos Theory sets released last year, which gave us the brand new Allosaurus and Stegosaurus. And as of right now, we have only 2 confirmed Jurassic World sets for 2026, both of which are 18+. By the way, if one of them is a Triceratops skeleton, you heard it here first. But there is the possibility of sets later on in the year. And because they've done Jurassic sets every year since 2018, I hardly think they're just going to stop. My point is we could maybe potentially possibly see this dinosaur in a Chaos Theory set. It sounds kind of weird, I know, but I never would have expected the Allosaurus to get made either, and yet here we are. Again, I don't think this one is super likely, but I'm going to remain hopeful. And the final specimen we have to discuss today is the egg-headed elephant in the room, the Distortus Rex. I found this dinosaur to be a letdown in the actual movie. All the marketing would have had you believe it was going to be the big baddie, but it ended up having only maybe 5 minutes of screen time. It also only shows up like at the start and the end, unlike say the Spinosaurus from the third movie, who was a looming threat the entire time. And like I said, the marketing material entirely made it look as if this guy was going to be the film's primary antagonist, when that turned out to not really be the case. I guess the fact that it didn't appear in a LEGO set should have been a dead giveaway, but hey, the Spinosaurus was on all the set's packaging, it was barely in it as well. We did at least have some merchandise of the Distortus Rex, most notably from Funko and Mattel, especially as we've always had the token mutant dino in every single movie related wave, like the Indominus or the Indoraptor. Now there is a theory floating around that there will be a second wave of Rebirth sets, which is due to there being a gap in the set numbers as well as some missing vehicle numbers. But if the 2026 rumours are to be believed, I'm not really expecting either of them to be Rebirth sets, especially since they're 18+, but I guess it's possible it could be some kind of a diorama or something. Now of course, if you made it to the end of the movie, which my eyelids were trying really hard to prevent me from doing, you'd know the Distortus Rex didn't actually die or anything, and with the movie making over $850 million worldwide, I would bet a significant amount of money on there being another movie, or possibly even 2, to make this a trilogy of trilogies. After seeing the quality of the writing in this one, I can't say I'm exactly pumping my fist to watch the sequels, but hey, at least the dinosaurs featured in the movie were cool. And let's be real, cool dinos are the only reason general audiences keep watching them anyway. I'd love to see a LEGO Distortus Rex, and there is of course a possibility that it will happen, but I would not put much hope into that theory. And we've reached the end, so that has been a quick look at some dinosaurs that LEGO never made. Let me know down in the comments if I pronounced any of the names wrong, since I'm notoriously good at doing that, and what dinosaur you want to see made in LEGO next. Leave a like if you think that there will be a Distortus Rex in 2026, and if you want me to make more dinosaur videos. Thank you for watching all the way until the end. That's been all for today folks, have a great day and see you in the next video.